This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, myself Rami Reddy, and I am having total 11 years of experience, out of which 2 years of experience is on domain knowledge and 9 plus years of experience on SAP. I am working as techno-functional consultant in one of the MNC companies. During this 9 plus years of tenure, I worked for 4 end-to-end implementation projects, 6 support projects, and 9 rollout projects and 2 uh, upgrade projects. So total somewhere over 20 projects I have been involved. Now, so let us try to understand what is SAP, and let us also understand what is this SAP SD module and what kind of work that can be done we as a SAP SD consultants in ERP system, SAP ERP system. Now, SAP stands for Systems SAP stands for Systems, Applications and Products in Data Processing. Basically, this SAP ERP will be used to process, to create and process the data. So SAP is an ERP package or software. What is this ERP package or software? So let us try to understand what is this ERP package. Now, ERP is nothing but Enterprise Resource Planning. So what do you mean by enterprise? Enterprise is nothing but it can be any company or any organization that exists in the market. Now, if we take any company, we will have resources, means company will have resources. What are those resources? Those resources are men, materials, machines, and money. These are the 4 resources that will be involved in any company. Now, see here, humans. And when we say material, it can be the desktops that is purchased by the company. It can be a chair purchased by the company. It can be plant related materials. So all those things are materials. And obviously machines, these are machines, and finance, so money. And here intangible things. So basically intangible things means which we cannot touch and feel, which we cannot touch and feel. Say for example, one software code has been developed, so can we touch the code and feel it? So those things will be intangible. Say for example, logo of the company, so which we cannot weigh the value of that particular product, because you cannot liquidate that product also. So those are intangible materials. So these 4 resources will be involved in any company or enterprise. Now, how well these companies will utilize these available resources to maximize the benefits. So for those things, so companies will use ERP softwares. So these ERP packages will help the organizations for effective utilization of the resources that are available to maximize the benefit, means maximize the profits. So that is the ERP. Now, see, ERP is a software and systems used to plan and manage all core supply chain, manufacturing, services, financial, and other processes of the enterprise. Now, ERP covers all techniques and concepts for the best utilization of resources of enterprise to maximize the profits. So that is what we were discussing. So what happens is, when any company any enterprise uses ERP software for their business, then those ERP softwares will enable the companies to utilize all those resources in a very effective manner to get the maximum profits. So that is the reason why this particular ERP software will be used. So to maximize the profits. Now, if we look at ERP, so ERP is based on the integrated management of all the departments, integrated management of all the departments in the enterprise. What does it mean? For now, let us consider, since we already know that SAP is also an ERP software, this ERP software is an integrated software. So what does it mean? It means all different departments of an organization can be maintain their different departments data in single ERP system. That is the reason why we will call this as integrated management. Means different modules: SD, sales and distribution; LE, logistics execution; MM, material management; PP, production planning; PM, plant maintenance, plant systems; FI, financial accounting; CO, controlling; HR, etc. So many other modules also integrated in the ERP software. Now, if we look at SD, sales and distribution, what and all the activities the sales and distribution department will be done? So in ERP software, see, basically the SAP sales and distribution department will closely work with the customers. What reason? The SD, sales and distribution module, will have to identify the customers, and then they will have to get the orders from the customers, and they'll have to sell the products, and then they will have to bill. Once the invoice is raised, once they receive the sales order, then they do delivery. And when they are doing the delivery, obviously transportation will come into picture. And also, once the delivery has been done, so then we will have to raise invoice. Then customer will make the payment for the delivery that had happened. So these are the activities which will be done under SD. And as part of SAP SD, we will be learning most of the basic LE also during the course. And when we come to material management department, what they will do, they will manage the materials. What do you mean by manage the materials? Say, for example, if the company is having 50 offices, and if among 50 offices, 5 offices required 100 chairs, say one office 20 chairs, another office 30 chairs, or something like that. Now, say it is a software company. Now, the software company will have to procure the materials from someone. So from where they will procure? So the purchasing activity, from which vendor they will procure, whether they will procure the chairs from Featherlight or Nilkamal brand or something extra. So who will be purchasing all the materials that are required for the company? So material management department, and we will call this as module. And inventory. Inventory is nothing but stock. Let us consider there are one company is there. For that, there some project came. For the project, they have hired 50 members. Now, for those 50 members, so they need desktops, chairs, laptops to work on the business activities. So for that reason, people will procure and keep it in one place, particular place. It can be a garden. So where they will actually, those items will be placed, that will be taken care by material management. Why? Because this module consultants are looking after all these kind of activities in SAP ERP, which means setting up the ERP system will be taken care in this area, will be taken care by consultant. Same likewise for any kind of sales orders receiving, customers creation, delivery creation, transportation activities, and invoice raising, all these things will be taken care by. So setting up the system will be taken care by SD consultant. Likewise, if we go to PP, production planning. So what do you mean by production planning? Plan for the production. Consider, take one Good Day biscuit packet company or Cadbury chocolates company. Now, in the month of August, in the month of July last year, 2019, 2 crores of 2 crores of business happened. Now, if 2 crores of business happened, then 2 crores of products should be manufactured in the month of June this year, so that in the July again 2 crores of business comes in 2020. So that planning will be done by PP, production planning department, and accordingly they will do the production. So production orders will be raised and production will be started, and they will ensure that by the month of June 2 crores of products is manufactured, so that the sales department in the month of July they can sell those products, so that in the month of July from beginning onwards only all the required quantity will be available for the sales team. See what is happening. So like this, all the modules like this finance. So for example, if the material management people want to purchase some materials, say consider 100 laptops. They want to purchase 100 laptops because new employees have joined. Now, see, finance team will ensure that they are going to issue the money for production department purchases. Say, for example, if material management purchasing department has purchased 100 laptops, then say consider from Lenovo company, they have purchased 100 laptops. Then for that, who will issue the finance, or whatever the invoice that will be sent by Lenovo company to the purchasing department, who will make the payment? Finance department. So finance department will ensure that the effective amount is being spent on purchasing of 100 laptops. So how that effectively, how much, what amount should be given, and what amount should be allocated for purchasing department for purchasing 100 laptops, all those things, how they can effectively manage by using the ERP softwares like SAP ERP. So when we look at all these things, what we can understand is any departmental data can be maintained within SAP ERP system. And this system is having only one database, wherein which all different departments are doing activities. All the activities are getting saved in a single centralized database. Now, just jargons, SD means sales and distribution. So material management, FICO. Now, see here how the ERP helps the organization to maximize the profits. How it will maximize? Say, for example, see, there are different modules, different departments basically, and these departments are actually entering their departmental related information into the SAP system, and the entire data is getting stored under one database, that is centralized database. So what will happen? Say for example, now let us consider the sales department is there. Now there is a finance department. Now someone from finance department, some management, they would want to just know today how much sales had happened. What they want to know, today how much sale had happened. Since it is a company, there will be so many sales orders that they might have received, so many deliveries that they might have done. So now there is one manager, there is one some higher financial, some VP or somebody who want to just know how many orders they have received. Now, since SD people, all the orders where they will enter, they will enter into SAP system. And this SAP is using centralized database, which means all the transactions which will be done by SD, CO, FI, all these modules will be stored here. Now, because of using the centralized database, the FI, whoever the some manager or whoever, if they need any information related to SD, they are not required to go to the SD department employees and ask for the information. So instead, what they can do is they can directly access the centralized database through which they have access, and they can take the required data related to sales. And at the same time, even if some or the other information is required for SD employees for related to MM, say for example, they want to know some material quantity stock, how much is available. So all those stocks, say for example, one chair material is there. So the chair material stock, they want to know who SD team department, some manager, they want to know. So they need no need to go to department employees and take the information. Instead, they can directly access the database through which they have access, and from there they can just understand how to search, how to look after the quantity information of the chair. If they know it, once they learn it, then anytime if they want it, they can view from the centralized database. So with this, what will happen is basically the dependency will automatically decrease. The dependency on the getting the information will get decreased, and also the speedy information or the information will be available, always readily. So the data integrity is maximized and data redundancy is minimized. So the data integrity is maximized where in SAP. Why? Because SAP system is using centralized database. So data integrity is maximized means different departments are tightly working with single centralized database, and data redundancy is minimized. What is this? Data redundancy is minimized, which means the duplication of activities are getting reduced. Now, how the duplication will be reduced? Let us consider that one order came from one customer who will create SD users, business users will create sales order. Then once sales order is created, say consider for 100 chairs, sales order is considered. For the customer number, consider 19 customer is there. For the 19 customer, he requested for chairs of 100 quantity, and 100 quantity order is created. Now then they will create delivery. Then once delivery is created, then they will raise invoice. So when the invoice is getting created at the time, so it is required for the FI department also to make a note of whom the invoice has been sent in their particular department. So to whom the invoice is sent, what is the amount, and by when this customer has to make the payment for these 100 chairs through this invoice. So that information has to be captured in FI department. So that if this particular customer 19 number, customer 19, if you want to make the payment on time, then they can do follow up and they can ask for the payment. If that information is not maintained in FI, then at the time there may be a chances that they will lose the money. So for that reason, what will happen is at the time of raising the invoice in sales and distribution side, here only automatically SD people only will create an accounting document. So when they are doing this accounting document, means who will have to pay to whom, how much amount, then why is the necessary for the FI department also will have to do the same activity? So for that reason, when in the sales and distribution, when invoice is getting generated, automatically even in FI also the entry will be generated. In FI department also the entry will be generated. So consider, if you don't use an ERP software, then what will happen? So SD user also will create this invoice, and then again FI, there will be one more employee here, FI, employee user, and he will also do the same activity, accounting, which means it is a duplication of work. So instead, when this is happening, if automatically one record will be created in FI department, so that will be, it is a saving a time of an employee, which means you are effectively trying to utilize your resources instead of wasting time on doing the same activity twice. So that is how when you use ERP software, when the invoice is getting generated, whichever the department the same information needs to be transferred, then the document will automatically transfer that information to the corresponding department. So which means here this employee is not required to spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes time on this invoice accounting entry. So this is how the redundancy will be, it can be minimized wherever it is possible. Okay, as the single storing place of all the data also implies that a given set of data only has one primary record. Has one primary record. What does it mean? It means when invoice is getting generated, then at the same time, the same original entry is going to be a copy of an entry in FI document, which means there is no duplication of entries are being done in the SAP system. So that is the meaning of it. Now, how ERP helps the organizations? See, entire data is available in central database. It eliminates the data redundancy, means duplications of creating data. Then data is updated and available real time. What does it mean? Updated and available real time. Now consider, you are having a bank account and you are transferring some amount to your friend, because your friend requested for 5,000 rupees and you are transferring from your account by using mobile application, say HDFC Bank. Now, as soon as you click on transfer and as soon as you click on IMPS, then immediately the amount will be deducted from your account, and immediately the same amount will be added to your friend's account to which you have transferred. See what is happening here. So when you are performing some transaction, so immediately all those things are become effective. So that is the real time. Say for example, there is a Swiggy. Okay, real time available Swiggy. If you place an order for breakfast, then through that Swiggy application, immediately based on for which hotel you have sent a request, for that hotel cashier or hotel manager will receive the request stating that some customer has placed an order. Then what he will do, he would immediately within few seconds he will confirm your order. So how all these things are happening? Because data is real time always. So that is the reason even in SAP also we will use, okay, whenever the update is happening, that will be available in real time. Consider one CEO is here in US, America. Okay. So he is in New Jersey, consider. He is in New Jersey. And there are customers, there is a business that is happening in Karnataka. Now, At the end of the day, this guy want to know how much business happened in Karnataka. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Why? Because as soon as the information is entered in ERP system, he can also from New Jersey, US, he can also access the same database and get the data readily available. Say, for example, if the ERP software is not used, then what will happen if they ask for information from finance department? Okay, so how much sale is happened today? Maybe okay, they will tell, say for example, 5 crores business happened today. Then they will ask for the sales team. So can you tell me how many sales orders you have created and how much sale had happened? Then they may say 5.5 crores. Why here 5 crores? Why here 5.5 crores? Maybe these people are little forward than these people. They may be working and there are few pending activities, maybe 1 hour or half an hour pending activity here, but here there is no pending activity. Now when the same information is asked from different departments, so different numbers are coming. Now based on the sale, this guy who is CEO or some manager, he want to take some decision. So how can he make decision now? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. He will get confused. Why finance department is given different figure and why sales department has different figure when I ask for them? But is it somebody is missing? No, it is not something is missing. It is because of time lapse. Because so much activities have been completed here, but so many activities is yet to complete. That is the only reason. So for that reason, so instead of if they use ERP softwares, instead of depending on different departments employees, they can only take the data from real time. So when we use the concept of real time, what happens when the invoice is getting created, at the same time automatically an entry also will be posted to FI. So due to which what will happen, there will not be any differences in the numbers or reports. So since every invoice, whenever it is created, automatically accounting is posted in FI. So for that reason, if here it is 5.5 crores, then here is also a 5.5 crores. So that is the benefit of real time. That is the benefit of real time database. Now, single point of entry of data. So we already discussed best business practices in build. So SAP ERP system is developed by one company, SAP company. So all best practices that are available in the market has been implemented in that ERP software when the SAP company has developed. So modular system, which means all modules in one system. So modular system is nothing but, see, all modules means all departments are entering the data into one centralized database. That is the meaning of this all modules in the system. Can implement only required functions. Can implement only required functions. What does it mean? It means that, say for example, if the company is having so many departments, financial controlling, sales and distribution, material management, okay, financial supply chain management, plant maintenance, quality management, so many departments. But client, say for example, Cipla pharmaceutical company, this Cipla pharmaceutical company just want to implement financial and accounting and sales and distribution, and they want to see how well that will help the business. Based on the improvements, based on the benefits, based on the analysis, then they can proceed implementing material management, plant maintenance, quality management, production planning, logistics execution, things like that. So that is also a benefit. So can implement only required functions. Other functions can be implicated later. So what does it mean? The same thing. If they have initially, if they have went for only with a FICO, SD and MM, and in future they want to implement PP also, it can be done without any obstacles. Now, management can utilize their time in analysis and can spend less time in coordination efforts. Now consider, if the ERP software is not being used by the company, okay, then this CEO will have to send an email to finance department to get the information, as well as sales department to get the information, a specific information. So now what will happen? So it is a time, so they will have to wait for the replay from finance department as well as MM department. So all these are time waste. So that is the reason. So instead of, okay, they can, instead of doing the coordination, they can utilize their time for analysis by directly taking all required information from ERP system. Improves the customer satisfaction. How the customer satisfaction can be improved? Say, for example, if everything is being recorded in the system, then you actually can perform all customer related transactions fastly. Say, consider in the past, say for our parents generation, they have, when they were at our ages, they did not see the technologies, which means, say for example, if they need any, if they have any work with any government offices, they used to go to the government office today, and they used to ask for some, land related document or something. When they go to the government office, any register office or something, at the time they will take the request and they will write a challan or some receipt, and they will tell, okay, come 2 days later, then we will search in the books and we will keep it ready, then you can take it. So why? What is the reason behind it? The reason behind it is for the employee, for the person who is working in the office, to process that, to identify that, it will take some time. So those differences can be minimized when the ERP software has been used. Now, features of SAP software. So what are the features of SAP software? The main features of SAP is integration. Through integration of SAP software, the companies experience great efficiency and productivity. So all the employees who are working in different departments will only have an option to work on the things which have not yet done by other people. Means duplication of work can be eliminated, due to which whatever the work they are doing, it will be very efficient. SAP software is ready to use. What does it mean? SAP is an ERP software which is already developed by SAP company, okay, and it is ready to use. Nothing to be done much. So solutions are already developed for all the departments in the form of modules. So say for example, when we say FI module, means all the business functionalities, all the data related to financial and accounting transactions can be done from this particular FI module. Any related sales and distribution transactions, creation of customer master, creation of inquiry document, creation of quotation document, creation of sales order, creation of delivery document, creation of invoice, all these transactions can be done in SAP SD module, which is already developed by SAP. So that is the meaning. Each module of SAP is tightly integrated with other modules so that the flow of information across the department is default. So as we discussed, since these different modules are tightly integrated, when we create an invoice, automatically in FI also one general entry will be posted. So why it is posting in FI department? Because These modules are tightly integrated and they are using centralized database. Now for your information, since it is very crucial part, let me create one sales order, create one delivery, create one invoice and show you how when invoice is getting created, how the FI postings will happen in the system. Now let me just log in. One second. Say minimize, log into SAP. Don't worry about this, log into SAP and all. We will be discussing all these things in later part. I'm just log into SAP. Now I am going to create a sales order. So no need to focus on what I am doing. Just see how that things will happen. So I'm entering something. No need to worry about all these things. Now I am trying to sell 100 quantity of one material. And now I am trying to sell 100 of quantity of one material. Now who is the customer? See here 19, customer number 19, enter. So for this customer, see who is this? Apollo Hospitals. For this customer, see there is a material. What is this? This material. Material name. This is what? Material number. Like say for example, if okay, continue, no problem. So this is the material. How many quantities? Say consider this is a material. This material number and the name is vitamin D. Vitamin D material. I want to sell 100 quantity. Click on enter. So basically, I am creating what? Standard order. For whom? For this customer. For how many materials? 100 materials. So if I am trying to create a sales order for 100 quantity, then what is the price for each material? That also should be there. So that will be taken care by SD module. Where is it? Where you can see? I'll just double click on this. This is the item information. If I go to conditions, it is telling for each item, for one item, it will take 100. After that, zeros. So 100 rupees. Since it is 100 items, so 100 hundreds, which means 10,000 rupees is the total amount. See, net amount that customer will have to pay is 10,000. Now, this customer wants one more material, that is this. Maybe it is vitamin C. He wants how many? 10 items. Possible? Many items you can purchase if you go to any a big bazaar, star bazaar, all those things for shopping. You will purchase many items. So he is also purchasing some other item. So see here, each item how much? 200. So since he is purchasing 10 items, 200 into 10 how much? 2000. So this item number 2, number 20. So this particular item, since the customer is purchasing 10 quantity, so the price. How all these things are happening? This work is done by SD consultant. We are the people who will set up the system to automatically determine different prices, different discounts, different surcharges, means transportation charges, picking charges, packing charges, loading charges, and also taxes for each and every material may be different, or for group of materials taxes may be different. If you take a training from any institute, then 18% tax should be paid. If you go to hotel and consume the food, then you have to pay 5% of tax, CGST 2.5%. So how all these things will be implemented? That is SAP SD activity. We are the one who will set up this ERP system to work in such a manner the SAP will be utilized by the client for which we are implementing SAP. Now, what will be the total amount of this order? So 2000 plus the previous item 10,000, which is 12,000. If you go back, see here, total net value the customer will have to pay is 12,000. Yes, of course, there is no discount provided. There is no transportation charges applied. There is no picking, packing charges. There is no taxes applied. But during the class, we will be setting up the system to identify all those things with the different values. So now the order is created. Is everything information is complete? Yes, it is complete. I'll just say save it. Now what I do, since it is just an order, like in Swiggy, when you place an order, does that mean delivery happen? No, right? Once the delivery guy, delivery person comes to your home and deliver, then only delivery will be completed, right? Now consider that this particular order delivery we are performing. So now I'll click on deliver, and I'll enter this. No need to focus on these things. Okay, does not exist. Okay, it is still saving in the database. Okay, so see, system is still trying to store the data in the database. That is the reason why it is coming. Okay, fine. So now what I'm, there was some warning message which came. So to avoid that warning message, I am going to a specific location for which you need to worry about for now. So we will be learning all these things. Now let us create a delivery for this. Okay. Now say, for example, I'll put that date for which the quantity is confirmed. Say click on enter. Since we need to do the delivery for this particular customer, okay, of these two items, first we will have to pick from our storage location. So many things we will have to pick. Let us pick 100 items. See, picking. So 100 items from this storage location we have picked, and these 10 items we have picked, and then what we do is we will load it into the truck. So consider that we have picked and we have loaded, and so when, what is the date? So today we will put, it's a tomorrow's date. Today only we have loaded into the truck, and then what we do, we will send the truck to the customer's place. Which customers? Hospitals, so and so, see 6th Street, so and so, Bangalore. Now what we do, let us send the truck from the plant. Now what will happen? Now let us create a billing document. Now say invoice. Basically, let us create a invoice for this same document. Now we are going to create an invoice. Okay, it is storing the data in the database. It's taking little time. See here, the invoice we are creating. See here, invoice. What is this? Invoice. See, invoice. So this for this item 10,000, this item 2,000. Now what we do, we will just click on save. So 12,000 customer will pay through this invoice. Now let us display this one invoice 90039,869. Let us display the invoice. Now we will go to accounting. What is that? Go to accounting. When we go to the accounting, when we create an invoice in sales and distribution, see automatically in FI this accounting entry has been generated. See, generally this accounting will be done by FI consultant, but how this is automatically being done here? See, customer, this is the customer, he will have to pay to the 12,000 rupees, which means customer account should debit. Say, what is that number? Number is 01. Let's just, let me check. What is the posting key? Is 01. 01 means what? See here, debit or credit. So it is debit. So customer account is debiting, and so company account is this. So company account 10,000, 2,000, it is crediting. So What financial department has to do, the same thing is being, see, it is credited. So credit debit entry, it is credited like this. So as we discussed in here, so we have seen that, so there is a automatic entry generated in the respective department. We discussed earlier, so this fi, so when we create some transaction in this particular sd, automatically in this sd, when we create an invoice, invoice, automatically an account entry will be generated in fi. So that is how the entry that we have seen is accounting entry, that is automatically generated, which means they don't need to spend time on this. So that is how the system are being integrated tightly. Now, ERP product, ERP products in the market. Okay, how many different ERP products are available? There are a lot more ERP products are available. Say SAP ERP product, Oracle is an ERP product, BAN is an ERP product, PeopleSoft is an ERP product. But if anyone is using Oracle as an ERP product, then this Oracle ERP software is specialized in management of financial department and record keeping. Record keeping. What does it mean? It means if you want to maintain the transactions related to SD, you cannot do it in Oracle. Only the financial department related transactions can be done in Oracle ERP system. Likewise, if we take BON, specialized in management of production department. What does it mean? PP, production planning. So if you ask the BON ERP software to maintain the transactions that happen in SD, is it possible? Not possible. Why? Because this is specially specialized and specially defined, designed for maintaining the transactions related to production activities. Same way, likewise, if you take the PeopleSoft is specialized in the management of human resources, HR department. So any activity related to HR, how many employees, when new employee came, what is his first name, what is his last name, what is his date of birth, what is his bank account details, what is his PAN card details, which project he is working for. All these transactions, all this information can be maintained in PeopleSoft. If you ask PeopleSoft ERP software to maintain the information related to LE, it is not possible. But the uniqueness of SAP ERP software is SAP ERP software has capability to provide solutions for any department of the organization. That is the kind of tight integration that is being implemented in SAP ERP product. So this is the only reason why this ERP product is so popular. Why? Because we have hundreds of ERP softwares that are available in the market like Oracle, BAN, PeopleSoft. But all the ERP softwares which are available in the market can provide solutions for either one department or at max 2 departments only. But there is only one ERP software, that is SAP ERP software, which is having capability to provide solutions for all departments of an organization. So that is the reason why most of the major companies in the world will use SAP ERP software. Now, SAP ERP was developed by a company called SAP AG. SAP AG. So SAP AG company was founded in 1972 by 5 IBM employees. In 1972, they have resigned from IBM and they have found SAP AG company, where in Waldorf, Germany. And then the SAP AG has been changed to SAP SE in June 2014. Only the legal status, just they want to make, okay, the change was just done to underline SAP's internationality. That's it. There is nothing much. There is European Union Association. So there are some legal laws, corporate laws, and based on those laws, they wanted to make the company internationally by considering European Union laws. For that reason, in the month of June 2014, they have renamed SAP AG to SAP SE. Otherwise, there is no change. Now, SAP SE company has over 4,25,000 customers, which means over 4,25,000 companies are using SAP products over 180 countries. So almost all major companies in the world are using SAP ERP software. Now, what is the ERP software evaluation from when this ERP software has came into the market? So this ERP software came into the market in the year 1973. 1972 they found it, and 1973 the first version of SAP system came. And what kind of system it is? R1 system, real-time one-tier architecture. What is one-tier architecture? That we will see later. And the next evaluation is in 1979 R2 system, means real-time two-tier architecture. What is this two-tier architecture? We will look into it later. And then the major release was R3 system Enterprise Edition 1.0, that is came to the market in July 1992. Then version ECC came when in the month of June 2004. What do you mean by ECC? ECC is nothing but ERP Central Component. They have just renamed R3 to ECC. That's it. But this ECC also will use R3 concept only. Real-time three-tier architecture only. Only the name change happened from R3 to ECC. Now, SAP, this is version 5 came in June 2004, and the next major release, that is version 6, came in October 2005. And then SAP ECC 6 EHP1, which we call as enhancement package, came in December 2006. And the current SAP version, latest version, is ECC 6, and enhancement package is 8. Enhancement package 8. Okay, so one is there. So current version, it's not recorded. Current version is ECC 6 version, EHP 8. Okay, so anyhow we will get it in the other nodes. So what is the, now let us understand what is the different SAP systems architecture. We've seen R1, we have seen R2, we have seen R3. So let us try to understand what is R1, R2, R3. Now consider. See, one tier means all three layers, database layer, application layer, and presentation layer will be in your computer. What does it mean? Now, you may be at your home using either desktop or laptop. Now, in the desktop or laptop, you might have installed MS Office. So .exe file you might have installed. So when you install .exe file, all the database related, all the client related, all the programs which are written for MS Office, all the things are in your system only, in your laptop only. That is one tier architecture. So example is MS Office that you have implemented. Yeah, what is MS Office? MS Office is Word, Excel, PowerPoint that you are using in your laptop. That is one tier architecture. Why? Because all these three layers are in your system itself. You no need internet connection, or you no need to connect to server. Why? Because all these software layers are in your system only, so you no need internet. Now, then what is two-tier architecture? Two-tier architecture is nothing but, see here, you have your system, your laptop, and you have the server wherein which you connect it to. Now consider WhatsApp. WhatsApp. Now, can you access WhatsApp without internet connection? No, not possible at all. Why? Because your database layer as well as your application layer, which means programs. Application layer is basically programs. These are in WhatsApp server. These are in where? WhatsApp server. Then what you have in your mobile? In your mobile, you will have small piece of software, which we will call it as client server. Client application. So if you want to do the chat using WhatsApp, first you will have to download a piece of software, which is WhatsApp. You will go to the Play Store, or you will go to Google and you will download it. That is the client software which is there in your mobiles. And the database and the application means programs are in WhatsApp server, which is owned by company, WhatsApp company or Facebook company. So that is the reason, if you don't have internet connectivity, you cannot connect to this server, you cannot chat. Say for example, if you have stopped your internet connectivity in the night before you sleep, and in the morning when you wake up, you have just to switch on the GPRS internet, then automatically messages will fall. From where it will fall? From here it will fall to your mobile. Why? Because it is a client server architecture. This is one answer. Now, three-tier architecture. What do you mean by three-tier architecture? Three-tier architecture means database is separated, programs are separated, and your desk is separated. So all these three things are maintained in different layers. Here all three at one place. Here database and programs one place, and only client application different place. Here all the three has been separated, so that the maintenance of the client software, the maintenance of the programs, the maintenance of the database will become easy. Now let us come to the SAP R3 Enterprise Edition. SAP R3 is a three-tier architecture. What do you mean by that? So all three layers have been separated, which means if you want to expand the program server, you can expand. If you want to add few more clients machines, you can add it. Or if you want to increase the size of the database, you can increase, irrespective of the increase or decrease of other things. Now see, what is this? ABAP. ABAP is nothing but Advanced Business Application Programming. This SAP ERP software is developed, and the major programming language used in developing SAP ERP software is ABAP programming language. It is a fourth generation programming language, ABAP 4. And this is the SAP ERP architecture. Now, in SAP, we have so many versions, out of which version 5, version 6, version 7, and version 8. Any one of these you can implement, any one of these you can install in your systems for practice purpose. Not before EHP 5. ECC 6 version, EHP either 5 you can use it, or 6 you can use it, or 7 you can use it, or 8 you can use it. All are almost similar. There is no major changes. While practicing, you have to use only these EHP packages of ECC 6 version. Now in SAP, different modules. What and all the modules are there? Just I have listed out. See, SD, sales and distribution. What is material management, production planning, quality management, and things like that. You can just go through it. Now, SAP having technical modules as well as functional modules. Technical modules, whoever will have to work on technical modules, then they should know ABAP or other technical things. Say for example, if you have, see here, basis. What is this? Basis. What do you mean by basis? Basis is nothing but business application systems integration solution. So business application system integrated solution, you can consider this as operating system for ABAP. If you purchase a laptop, you need one operating system. You'll purchase any one Windows operating system, Windows 10 or 8 or XYZ. Same way, if the ABAP has to be implemented, it has to be implemented. Sorry, SAP ERP software has to be implemented. Then first they'll have to implement this basis, which means administration activities for the SAP ERP software. Then over that, the SAP ERP will be implemented. We can consider that this basis is an operating system for SAP ERP, and that is also owned by SAP company only. And what are the technical modules? These are the technical modules: ABAP, Advanced Business Application Programming, Basis. It is also, if you want to become an ABAP consultant, it is also one module. Then we have to learn ABAP programming language, ABAP 4, which is 4th generation programming language. But if you look at here, functional modules. So all these are HR, SD, MM, FICO, PS, TR. So many other functional modules are also there. I'll be sharing at least 40 different functional modules. So if you want to learn these modules, so you no need to have any programming knowledge. Irrespective of any programming language, knowledge or experience, you can learn any functional module as well as SD also. Now, in SAP, we have generally 4 kinds of projects. What are those projects? Implementation project, support project, rollout project, upgrade project. So what does it mean? It means that once you get an opportunity in any one company, based on the company requirements, say consider you got an opportunity from Infosys company. So Infosys company may have n number of implementation projects ready for you, or n number of support projects ready for you, or n number of rollout or n number of upgrade projects ready for you. What does it mean? It means they may place you in any one of these projects and you should be able to work on any project. And during our course, this is what we are going to learn. We will take implementation project, we will start from scratch, and we will end to end. So that is what we call as end-to-end projects. Initially I told I worked on 4 end-to-end implementation projects. That is what. So from initial requirements gathering to till go live. So that is the end-to-end implementation project. And how we as a SAP SD consultants, what and all the activities that we will be doing in each and every project, and how we will fulfill those activities is what we are going to see during our entire course. And these are the only 4 projects that we have in SAP SD or SAP ERP software. Then roles and responsibilities of functional consultants. See, what is our roles? What will we generally do? We will collect the business requirements from customers, clients. We will prepare functional specification documents. Okay, now you will not be understanding what is the requirement, what and all the requirements that is being given by the customer. Same thing, we will put it in one document. We'll organized way we will prepare it. How we will prepare it? That we will be looking into it. And do necessary configurations if it is required. Why? Because system is already developed, but based on your client needs and requirements, if here are there some configurations needs to be made, then those things we can do. Configurations are not related to program. Okay, understand this. Don't think that if you want to do configuration, you want to know programming language. No, configurations nowhere related to programming languages. Now, what and all the changes or what and all the things that we have done, we will do the testing and we will confirm everything is working fine. Then when you are working as a SAP functional SD consultant at that time, if for your requirement, if any program changes are needed, what you have to do? You will have to send this document. That is the reason why you are preparing this document. And you will tell, you will give it to ABAPers. Means ABAPer, no, technical consultant. You will send this functional specification document and ABAPer will do necessary program changes based on your functional specification requirement, which is collected from the customer or client. Once the ABAPer is developed programs, then that is where you will go and test it. So this entire process, as we discussed, this entire implementation process from beginning to end, we will be looking during the course. Now, what is SAP SD? SAP SD is Sales and Distribution, is one of modules of SAP ERP, as we know. It encloses all information regarding customer and services. In an organization, it deals with shipping, selling, and transportation of goods and services. Just now we have seen creation of sales order is selling. Shipping, we created delivery document. We did PGI, post goods issue, means truck is leaving from the manufacturing plant, which will reach to the customer. And we have done the goods issue, as well as it can be a services also. Services means, let us say, consider there is one company where they will sell only services. Consider HDFC Bank. Do you have any product which we can touch and feel from HDFC Bank? No. They might be having personal loan, that is service. They might be having mutual funds, those are services. If something happened to you, then I will connect you, then you will pay for a premium. Then if something happens to you, I will connect you to the hospital who will provide you the service. But are they actually doing it? They are not doing anything. So those kind of service, those things we will call it as services. So SAP SD is specially designed to facilitate the following business processes in the enterprise company. What are those? Creation of customer, how you create customer master, how you create material master, okay, and how you create sales order, how you create delivery, how you create pricing. We just now seen it. Okay, pricing, how that pricing, discounts, how each and every material. Company is having, Unilever company is having thousands of lakhs of products. How are you going to maintain different price for different material? How are you going to maintain different discounts for different material? How are you going to maintain, based on country, the taxation slab will change for the same material? How are you going to maintain? So all those things can be done using SAP SD module. And we will set up the system to do all these activities by client employees. We as a SAP SD consultants, daily from morning to evening, we will not sit in client's place. We will not sit in company's place and create sales order, delivery, billing. No, we will set up the system in such a way that how they can develop the sales. It is like, just once you set up the system, then daily regular process, they will create sales orders, their client employees will create users, they will define the price, they will, what you do, you set up the system as to how to maintain the prices, then you give the training to the users. They are basically client employees. Then they will keep on doing day in and day out. During the course, any pricing for any material, if it is not picked, if he is not able to understand what it is, at that time he will come back to you. At that time, you just look into it and you see what went wrong and you correct it. Like how when I was creating a delivery document, at the time the date issue came. I went to the order, I take it. Maybe that information this user was not knowing, because of that he raised the issue. Then you would guide them. So you have missed a process flow. So you go here, you take this, instead of putting that date, you mention this date, it will work. Maybe process gap, you will get some issues, or there may be issue in the system. So that issue, what is it, that we will see and we will correct it. That is our activity. It is our activity, daily activity is not whenever Swiggy is raising an order, go sit and do. No, that is not our work. Our work is setting up the system based on customer needs and requirements. So below are some of the key areas covered by the modules. So pre-sales. Pre-sales means what? Before selling. Before selling means what? There few people will come and do inquiry, say a shopping mall. Now we will call it window shopping. So that is pre-sales activity. Or you go and do some pre-sales activities, like you will run some promotions. Okay, all those things. So comprising inquiry and quotations. Sales order processing, we just now seen how to create a sales order. Shipping includes outbound delivery. Okay, document creation, just now we created an outbound delivery document. Billing, which takes into account both billing document as well as invoice creation. We have just now seen it. So these are the things how the system is automatically created. There is something which we have done behind the screens. So those things is the configurations. So how we will do it? All those configurations we will be looking after. Though, so characteristics, okay, of SD includes implementation of business processes used in selling. Any different business process, maybe each and every company, the way that they do business is different. If you go to Cipla company, their way, their model of selling the products is different. If you go to Pfizer company, which is the world's largest pharmaceutical company, the way they do the business, way they distribute the products is different. So accordingly, we will set up the system by doing some configurations, and if program changes are required, then we will take a help from the technical consultant, and then we will proceed further to complete the client's requirement, to fulfill the client's requirement. So billing, goods issue, all those things we have seen it. So integrates data flow to remaining modules. Just now one example we have seen it. When we create an invoice, automatically in finance department, the accounting entry is getting generated. So that is the level of integration we have in SAP SD, which means basically why it is being done, because other person from FI department, they do not want to spend time on the same activity. Why it is required? When somebody is doing from some other department, then why is it necessary for the other department to do the same activity? So to minimize that duplication of activity only, they are using the ERP softwares. So this SAP ERP is designed in multiple languages. Say for example, if we take Japan. So when I visited Japan, I have literally seen minimum 80% of people do not know English. Now tell me, if SAP ERP doesn't have a language, Japanese language, then what will happen? The SAP company will lose the Japanese market. Why? Because most of the users, most of the employees, they don't know how to operate the English system. So it is not difficult. It is difficult for them. So for that reason, this SAP ERP is designed for almost all the major languages that we see in the world. French language, German language, Japanese language, Chinese language, English, so like that. international, regional, major international regional languages it is been developed. So which means if you are a Japanese guy, you log in to SAP with the Japanese language, then all the information, all the fields, all the descriptions will be shown in Japanese language. How it will be, all those things will be seen. So several languages can be used. Conversions between the currencies is automatic. What does it mean? It means your company is in India and you have one customer in US. Your currency is INR and the US company, US your customer is in terms of dollars. Now, when you raise an invoice, since your company is in India, it will show, say for example, 75 rupees. Then automatically when invoice go to your US customer system, SAP ERP system, automatically it converts this 75 rupees as $1 and the information will be sent. And he will pay in the form of $1 and he will receive in the form of 75 rupees. How it is possible? It is possible because the conversion between currencies is automated in SAP ERP software. So this is the characteristic. Why we are discussing this is because it is so important for us, because the company will be dealing with the customers across the world. Maybe your presence is one country, means your company presence, but you may be having customers across the world. So how will you deal with the currencies? So that can be dealt very easily in SAP ERP software. See, adaptable functionality. See, R3 customized. Okay, the production through the IMG function. So you can do all the customizations, which means configurations. You can do all configurations. There is one place called implementation guide. What is this? Implementation guide. That is the place where all functional consultants will do their configurations. So where is this implementation guide? How we will do configurations? Under implementation guide, which areas we will do configurations? What kind of configurations we will do? All those things is what we are going to learn during our course. And pricing flexibility, we were just discussing about it. That is related to SD. So you can create complex pricing schemas, means pricing procedures, wherein which when you create these schemas, when you create this procedure, automatically the procedure will determine different materials, different price. So that is the schema that we are going to do. That schema, all those things, we will call it as configuration. For that, no programming language needed. So we will do all these schemas and all those things is a part of functional configuration. Now rebates processing. Say for example, rebate processing means, say for example, some client will say that if any customer, okay, will purchase one fan, then they will get 10% discount. Say 10,000 is the fan, 1% discount means 1,000 is discount, and customer will have to pay 9,000 and he can take the fan to their home. But that is a discount. When they get immediately. But rebate is something which they will get under certain condition. Say for example, in entire 2020, if any customer purchases, okay, say 1,000 fans, then at the end of the year, December, after December 31st, they will search how many customers have purchased 1,000 fans, and if they have purchased, they will give 2% extra additional discount. But when it is getting, they are getting after completion of duration, and once the customer meets that requirement. What is that condition? Requirement condition: 1,000 fans should be priced. If some customer has purchased 950, he will get nothing. But a normal discount regularly when he is purchasing, at that time he'll get it. So basically discount we will get immediately at the time of purchasing the product, but all these rebates we will get after fulfilling certain condition. That is, you purchase 1000 fans within the year 2020, then you will get 2% additional rebate. That will be settled maybe after end of the year, maybe next year, January 1st to January 5th, something like that. So that is the difference. So all these things will be dealt with in SAP SD. And simple order entry. Okay, we have seen it, order entry. Okay, from this window, so there is simple, we have seen it, effective batch processing. What is this? Effective batch processing. So effective batch processing is nothing but, say for example, you have 100 customers sales order information in Excel. Okay, now you want to create sales orders automatically by taking information from Excel sheet. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. Through batches you can do it. Or else from morning to evening you have done the deliveries, means you have sent the goods, delivered the goods to the customers, but in the evening, okay, after closing hours, maybe evening 8 o'clock, at once for all the deliveries invoices should be generated and automatically it should go to the customer. So how automatically will happen? It is happening through the batch. At 8 p.m. you can set up a batch, and that batch will pick all the deliveries that you have done for today, and for those all deliveries it will create a invoice and it will send. So that is the batch. So instead of users creating one by one, automatically you can set up one batch for 8 p.m. and at that 8 p.m. system will automatically enter into the system and it will search all the deliveries that are being created today, and for all those deliveries invoices will be created automatically. So of course there will be some programs behind it which will take care of searching on the basis of date, today's date, and take the deliveries and run some other program and create an invoice through which you can do. So these activities can be done, can be utilized under SD. Now, other topics. Apart from the core SAP SD, what are we going to learn? As we seen just now, SD with FICO integration in the billing document, one entry was posting in financial department, general entry, one account debit, another account credit. That is basically FI. Same way, what and all the integrations that are there between SD and MM as well as SD and FICO. We just focused on only one entry, but there may be many more entries. All those entries we will look after. And it is real-time business process. Okay, and there are some real-time business processes which will be used by your client. So all those processes, since SAP company, how SAP company can guess all the businesses in the world and put all the processes in a standard ERP software? Not possible, right? So for that reason, anything specific to your client, if that is not there in standard ERP system, then what we do, we will implement it. Means we will set up the system. So how we will set up, that is the reason why we are getting the jobs. If the setup is not there, if everything is ready made, then why they need consultants? Not required, right? So this setup, the additional thing, the dependency of 20% is what our work. Now project closing procedures. So once any project comes, what we do, what kind of documents we prepare, and how we prepare, how we will close, any data migrations will be there. So if they are having some historical data, maybe the business is being run from last 10-20 years, so all those data, how we will have to upload, how we will have to ensure, what kind of documents we have to prepare before we submitting it to the client. So all those procedures we will be discussing. Closing procedures and tips on ABAP and basis modules. So maybe some how to debug some programs. Okay, and is there any some T codes which will be helpful for us in terms of understanding the business process, is it standing the is it necessary, because there are so many cases where we have to discuss, we will have to deal with the basis consultants and above consultants. So what and all the dependencies that we as a SAP SD consultant have, and for what purposes we will reach to those module consultants, is what we will be discussing as part of other topics, so that it will be clear for us as to when we should go with to ABAP team, when we should go to basis technical teams. And at the end, so training methodology. So training methodology, basically, how are we going to proceed with our training? So during our training, topic by topic, theory will be explained. Say, for example, there is one topic called enterprise structure. What do we mean by enterprise structure? What we do, how we do, okay, is there any prerequisites that we should know before we doing any configuration or something? So all those theory will be explained. Topic pricing, what is pricing, why it is needed for us? Account group, what is that account group, what is the topic? Account group theory we will discuss for 10 minutes, and the configuration we will do for 1.5 hours. So like that, theory topic by topic we will discuss, and then we do configuration, and then wherever it is needed, all those documents will be provided for the configurations. Step by step configurations is what we do. When we do the configurations, if it is required for you to have the configuration related screenshots, that will be provided. I will show you how we will be getting the notes and the recordings class by class, that we will be seeing in 3 minutes. So testing of configurations, once we do, how are we going to test it? And viewing relevant reports. Say, for example, as we discussed, CEO needs all sales orders information, all invoices, how many invoices created. So all those reports, how we can view it, how we can generate it, which is related to SAP SD, is what we are going to look at. And also you will get all the T codes, transaction codes, from where you can actually trigger those reports, because that is important for us, because we should know where you can take which report. So for that we have T codes. So the T codes list also will be provided for the SD reports. And question and answers on each topic during and end of the each topic or class. So maybe today you are not discussing, but going forward, whenever you get any doubt, you can unmute yourself during the class and you can get the clarification clarified then and there itself. Now, training materials, which materials I'll be providing. So real-time business documents templates. What do you mean by real-time business document templates? Say, for example, we were discussing there is a functional document specification, we will prepare it. So how are you, what is the template, how it looks like? So all those templates will be shared. Okay, it is better if I show you. Let me see. Okay, before that, let me explain this. So that is the real-time business document templates. So yeah, functional specification, test case document, test review document, all those templates, how it looks like, what we use in real time, the same thing will be shared with you, so that it will be a sync what you are learning and what you do when you get into the project. There will not be any discrepancy. Configuration documents, I'll provide you configuration document, one sample document, so that you will have a real-time business feel, real-time job working feel. And also once you get into any project, how you have to prepare configuration document, you will come to know. And UAT document, user acceptance test document, whatever we have tested, whether we have to submit it to the client for their evaluation. They will go through it, they will also test from their side. So user acceptance test document, how it looks like, how do we prepare, those documents will be, we will see it now in few minutes. So user manual documents, so what and all the user manual. Say, for example, if you purchase one Sony TV, you will get one user manual. If you purchase one laptop, you will get a user manual. Same way, when you have implemented SAP, how business will come to know how to use it? You have to prepare user manual. How are we going to prepare these user manual documents? That also we will see. And also, I'll provide you some user manuals as part of the course. And additional class notes. Every day, whenever we discuss, I will be explaining some information, like when we are in college at the time, our lecturers will write something on the board and we will take notes. Same way, I myself will take the notes during the class, and the same Excel will be sent to you along with that class recording. And the recording you will get within 4 hours of completion of the class. Why? Because if anybody misses the classes, then they will have time to go through the recording by the time the next class they arrive. Then each class recording for future reference. So you can view this recording even in future also. Even while working also you can refer to it. Interview questions and answers. For each and every topic, I'll be providing interview questions and answers. And if you go through all those interview questions and answers, believe me, it is just a cakewalk. You can easily crack the interviews. If you sit in 3 interviews, you will crack the 1 interview for sure. But for that, what are all the things that we are going to discuss, all the things you should be up to date. No need to Google research, no need to do other analysis, no need to go behind any other questions or answers. You just need to follow what are all the questions, and the answers that we have as part of our course is more than enough. So my side, I am done. Thank you. But before I close it, I will show you the documents, and then after that, we will be open for the questions that you have. So let me just a minute. Just a minute. Okay, fine. So I'll show you all the documents, some of the sample documents. Let us say few documents. See here, few of the documents. See here, control screens. We have screens, we have fields, which screen, which field we have. So if you want to understand, see here, like this, some control screens where the screen in which we want to know which field is available in which screen. Some major important screens I have prepared. This particular one, you will get it. Now see how the classroom notes will be. Like, say for example, how the route will be determined for the customer. When you are doing the delivery, automatically route will be determined. So how it will be determined? See, this is the classroom notes. Like that, I'll write a path, where you have to go, how you have to go, where you have to do what, and delivery scheduling. So some explanation, and what is it, some information. So route determination. If you want to do some configuration, see in this screen you are going to do some configuration, where you have to go, from where you need to click, where you have to come, and here what you need to do. Like that, you will have screenshots also on class by class wherever it is required. And delivery scheduling, see here what is the path. You have to first enter SPRO, then go here, see first here click on SPRO, then go to sales and distribution. So some path will be there. Like that, you will be provided. So classroom notes looks like this. I'll be showing you the functional or technical document. When you prepare a document, what is the template, how the template looks like. So this is how functional or technical specifications document template looks like this. So this, how are we going to fill, what is it? This is exactly the same thing that we are going to use in real time. If you are able to work with this template, you can work in any project and you can create functional specification document. Now IDOC, it is my information, my presentation when I was in one of the MNC company at that time for presentation like this. Any additional documents I have, so I'll be sharing those documents, which will be very much helpful for you. So such kind of documents. So wherever it is possible, like this, see, we have LSMW, wherein which if you want to migrate some data from Excel sheets, okay, to SAP system, how you have to do, this is what. And course training syllabus, what and all the contents we will cover. There is a one more PDF also. That PDF I will be sending after the class, I mean within 4 hours, like you will be getting the recording. So along with the recording, the PDF course contents with elaborated manner is there. So those course contents I'll be sending with you. And see each and every SAP consultants, what will be their roles and responsibilities. Like that, see, there will be many additional documents which will be provided. And if you read this, and if you sit with any of the real-time consultant, then they will exactly say that you no need to do anything other than what is being written here. But having noted will not serve our job. So along with that, we will have to learn each and every line, whatever it says, we should know as to how to perform the activity also. So that is what we are going to learn. See, SAP product, ERP product, what is it? What do you mean by package, database, operating system, ERP software, information? And technical consultants, what they actually do. And basis consultant, what they actually do. And there is a translators, something called as process integration and things like that, what they do. So there is a lot of information, which that is the reason why I am saying you no need to do any research. This is more than enough. And servers, what kind of architecture is there, and blueprint. So requirements, when we gather the requirements at that time, how we will prepare the document, just a sample document, how it looks like. Real time, exactly, the blueprint looks exactly the same. No change at all. And configuration document, how you prepare configuration document, how it looks like. So there's so much of information. So if you go through only these things, it is more than enough for you to get, see, intercompany process. Intercompany STO is one of the major process in SAP SD. So how we do during the class, how we will explain. So this is how I'll put all these things when I explain. If any any image or something is needed in that manner, I'll try to explain in a better way to make you understand. So like this, you'll be getting all the materials. That is the reason why I say, see, test case document, when you want to create a test document. So once you have done a testing, so how will you capture those testing activities? What is it? How we will fill it? All those things, information is available. See, all these are real-time activities which we will be done. See, user manual documents. So whenever you purchase something, you will get your even if you purchase mobile also, you will get user manual. It's instructions as to how to use that mobile or device. Same way, instructions how to create a sales order, how to create a delivery. Why? How do they know? When you implement it, they don't know anything about it. So how the user manuals will be prepared? Sales and distribution user manual, how it looks like, what and all we listed, how it is. So it is very professional. Our documents are very professional, and you no need to do even 1% in addition to this in real time. If you do it, this is the best document, user manual document, that you can do. This is how we will do the user manual document. So all possible documents, all information will be provided to you. So these are the few samples. Now I will just final 1 minute. I will just show you how daily recordings and notes you will get on daily class basis. Now I'll just go to this SAP. So SD MMF, okay, SD SAP SD. So here we'll be running, so evening batches, we'll be running morning batches, we'll be running week end batches. Morning one batch I'll run, evening one batch I'll run, and weekend 2 batches will be there. So any batch, if you wish to opt, you can opt. Now if I go to open evening, and if I scroll down, so if I double click on this, see here, this is how everyday class recordings will be this, like this. Now, if I click on any one, see part 24, 15th June. See here, this is the recording. This is the recording, and this is the notes associated to that particular class, and this is the classroom notes. So if I double click on this, see here, during the class we have created some documents. Those documents I have given it as a reference for the students so that they can go through it. And also there will be some important transaction codes or something. So all these things will be provided like this. This is more than enough for you to correct the interview. So wherever there is a diagram necessity is there, I'll put the diagrams. And this is the classroom notes. And as part of the theoretical definitions or something like that, see, this is the notes that is associated to that class. See, SAP Sales and Distribution. What do you mean by inquiry? What do you mean by quotation? What do you mean by order? So this is how you'll be getting notes for each and every class. And this is the recording. Just double click on it and you can view the recording. We are supposed to place at the top right. Maybe here. So this is how you can view all these things. It is very easy. So that is how you will be getting day in and day out, you'll be getting the recordings. So like this, see, if you go click anywhere, you have a recording, you have a classroom notes associated with that. See, notes, some this, like this. See, maybe there is no notes available, there is no notes required for this. So that is the reason why during that class, they might have got only recording. Like this. And coming to the classes for your batch. So the class will be from 9:30 to somewhere around 10:15 or 10:20. Since it was just a demo class, I have took more time. So otherwise, it will not be so much. It will be somewhere around from 9:30 to 10:45, somewhere around 10:45, depends on the topic. And about the classes, weekday batches from Monday to Friday classes. And from Monday to Friday, somewhere around 1 hour 15 minutes will be the class. Either it is a morning or it is in the evening. But for weekend batches, there will be 2.5 hours of class. And I am done with my introduction class. So now we are open to the questions. So you can ask me any questions that you have. I'll just stop the recording, but still we can continue with our questions and answers. Thank you.